Hey guys, Homestead Dad here again. As you can probably tell by my headgear, I'm going to do some chainsaw work. This tree right here that is down over our path needs to get cut up so that we can get from there down to the compost pile and down to the marsh. All this stuff over here is thorny and like wild raspberries and stuff, so it's just a pain to walk through. So I'm going to try to get this cut up quick before I need to take the kids to swim, and should have enough time. Just got finished watching Michigan advance to the Sweet 16. Go Blue. And let's see if we can get this done. So just like that, I got it cleaned up. We can get through. I'll move these branches, and I'm not a professional sawyer, tree trimmer, anything like that. I've done enough of it. When I used to own my landscaping company, we'd clean up, down trees and stuff like that. But I'm by no means a professional. It goes without saying that if you're going to be doing any work with a chainsaw, you should be wearing some sort of chaps. These chaps can save your life. If you touch this with your chain, it's got ballistic nylon in it, and it'll stop the chain immediately, so you don't cut your femoral artery and kill yourself. The other thing is, I always throw this on. They're not that expensive. It protects my eyes from branches falling, protects my head. Like today I wasn't cutting anything overhead, but still something could fall down and knock you on the head. So it's smart. It doesn't take any time to do, and it's just smart. So when I'm cutting up a tree, I try to limit off as much as possible, and then keep the big branches in as long a lengths as possible, so that I can just tow them up to where I'm going to process them and cut them into pieces for lengths of firewood. Where this pile is right now, I could very easily send Homestead Boy 1 and 2 down here and have them drag them into a pile so I could go do something else. So it makes it really easy for me to just trim it up and then go. Right now I'll probably just toss these off to the side so that if anybody's walking down here, they don't have to worry about stepping on branches and tripping. But I could very easily send the boys down here and they could take care of this for me. So there you have it. In about 15 minutes I got the path cleared, I got a pile of wood I can send the boys down to get. Everything else that's off to the side I can either come back and get later, or I can let decompose on the side, or have the kids come down and get for bonfire wood. So I figure while we're down here, let's head over to the marsh, because I hear a bunch of geese. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And it only looks like there's a couple geese over there. But man, are they making a racket. Poison ivy. So this at least gives me options. You can see the stump was still in the ground, and there wasn't a whole lot of moving that tree with that stump still attached to it. So at least I got that off of there. Now I should be able to push it out somehow. I may leave that for later though. I'm gonna wait and get a long strap or chain and pull the bottom out from a long way away, because it's still caught up in that tree and that can cause problems. So better to be safe than sorry. Well, since I got the saw stuck, I figured I'd show you guys. This is how, one of the ways I know that this is wild grape and not poison ivy. You can see all the little places where the bunches of grapes were. Poison ivy also tends to have little furry fingers that hold it to the tree, whereas wild grape has more like tendrils like this that will wrap around the tree. So, now that I've said that, I'll get poison ivy all over everything. Well, rather than jump up and down on the tree and wait for it to break and fall on me, I'm gonna have Homestead Boy 1 bring me down a handsaw and we'll get this free. Homestead Boy 1 to the rescue.
Came off.
Yep. Chain came off. Good time to stop. Okay. Most chainsaws, when you buy them, will come with this. And I just call it a chainsaw wrench. It comes with, so this is the size for one nut, the size for the other nut, and then a flathead screwdriver. So, to put the chain back on, you sometimes have to loosen the bar. Sometimes it'll just go back on, but I think what happened was, let's see how I've got this twisted here. I think what happened was, there we go, there's one. It must have loosened up when it was stuck in there. So, gotta get it inside the chain guard here, and sometimes if you run it, so these teeth have to go right inside the little channel right there, like that, and if you do it on both sides, sometimes you can get it on without having to loosen the bar. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to loosen the bar. So, to loosen the bar, you just use this size. Okay, so you just loosen the bar, and you don't need to loosen it much. And then, this right here will either move it forward or backward. on.
It's like
I'm so close. Thanks, bud. So I'm just loosening the tension on the chain. There we go. So now the chain is back on. And if I just keep it in the guides here, I can start to tighten it back up. And then you just want to make sure you keep it in the guide here in the channel, so that none of this is outside of the channel. And you want it to spin freely like that. So I think down here, part of the other reason I think it jumped the chain or the bar is it looked like it was dirty down here. And some stuff, a whole bunch of sawdust got stuck in there. So, stretch the bar out a little bit. I think this is where it was, so I'm going to tighten the bar back down. So the bar is tight, but you can see there's still a lot of looseness in the chain. So this screw right here tightens it down. So I'm just going to make sure I tighten it down, keeping these, ow, they're sharp, in the channel. I'm not sure why this section doesn't want to go in there. I may need a new chain, because this looks like it may have been bent. So this right here, these teeth may have bent when it was pinched in there, and they're not going in right now. They're kind of bent down, so they don't want to go in. So I may need to throw a new chain on here, but that's how you tension it. You use this nut here, and then these two bolts do the bar. So okay guys, so I dropped the kids off at swimming. I am on my way home. I think I have an extra chain for that chainsaw. I hope I do. I think what happened was when the chain was pinched in the tree, the chainsaw kind of got turned at a 90-degree angle because I wasn't holding on to it. And I think the tabs that go inside of the track got bent slightly, and they won't want to go on the track anymore. So I don't know if that's something I can fix. I'm gonna probably get on YouTube and see, but if I can straighten those out, I might be able to salvage that chain. Otherwise I'll have to find something else to do with that chain, but hopefully I have another one. The good news is, for now, I've gotten the one tree that was over the path cut up. That tree that I got the chain stuck in is down at least, so it's not a danger for the kids climbing underneath it and breaking and falling on them. They can just step over it, no big deal. And that big tree that's hung up in the middle of the path, I'm going to probably use the tractor to pull the bottom of that out and see if I can pull it out of the tree that it's hung up in. So the reason that the chain got pinched like that is because it was stuck in a tree, so it was being held off the ground. And anytime you're cutting on a tree that's held off the ground, you're better off making a very shallow top cut and then cutting underneath, because what happens is when you cut underneath and that tree starts to fall down, it pinches on the top because of the way that the weight pushes down on it. It almost acts like a hinge on top, and if you get the chain stuck in it like I did, there's not a whole lot to do. Now, if I was smart, I would have brought another chainsaw down with me, and then I could have cut it free. Or even if I just brought another handsaw with me, I could have gotten it free, but I didn't think that far ahead. I didn't think I was going to do that tree, so I didn't think I would need anything like that. The other thing you could do is you could brace the tree on one end so that when the tree starts to cut and fall, it just falls like that instead of falling kind of like that and pinching the middle, if that makes any sense. I can't use two hands because I'm using one hand to hold the camera. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Another one of our beautiful sunsets. I never get sick of these.